Yo guys, I've got a spark which I'm going to use to ignite the fire for a brand new episode of the Skylanders Imaginators Soul Seekers series here on the channel. As you can tell, our Light Smasher has now had its attire changed up to be a little bit more appropriate with the times, so it's no longer quite so festive. For Golden Arcade we have triple stars on already, which I was completely unaware of, so instead let's go back on through and attempt the tech round, because we have some specific toy combinations to try out in order to gain a set. Okay, so I just looked up a quick guide, and it turns out I originally thought you needed specific combinations to unlock the Candy Fantastic set. Nope, you have to do all 26 combinations, and we have we have to do all 27 combinations even, and we have 26 to go. That's the number that we're going to be getting through today. As you can tell, our one piece is quite random. We have for skeletal legs, so let's start with them and do every single combination. That's 9 of them involving said legs. And then one other thing, I like the Smasher here, so it's no longer got its festive colours, and that's because instead they've been replaced with the colour set known as the Jetpack Fan Club. Basically meaning that this Light Smasher here is the only member of that entire club. He's the one jetpack fan on the face of the planet. Enough of insulting jetpack though, let's continue on, and then we actually need to swap out for a tech Skylander. Let's take a stronger here, so to do so we're going to be swapping back to chain reaction, just to make a difference, because you know we certainly haven't seen this guy plenty enough in this series already. But then again, there's no such thing as too much chain reaction. Boom, let's take him out. Yes. Luckily for us, we only need to deal with this combat once, because after this we just keep on going through with different combinations and keep speaking to the Marbu in the left hand corner rather than shut up! And besides, this isn't Marbu I'm talking about. Going to the left hand corner of the screen, we speak with him, and then rather than leaving for tech round, we just keep going through it over and over again until we have all 27 combinations completed, and then the Candy Fantastic set will go alongside it. So yes, for your luxury, I am going to speed things up gameplay wise after we've done this the first time, so that then you guys don't have to suffer through this for nearly as many hours as I do. But for now, let's head over to the right. We have definitely chosen a different head from the one last time, which is glorious. We're kind of going to need that if we want to do 27 different combinations right now. Okay, here we go. Let's pop on over. The last time we did this was for the initial festive special we made, where obviously we played the tech realm to build a toy, much like how in Santa's toy factory. I imagine that the toys are made in a similar fashion, of course, because all the elves make the toys ready for Christmas Eve, when Santa travels around the whole world in his sleigh in one night, pulled by magical reindeers. Yes, the legend is true, okay, Santa Claus is real, 100%. And that being said, yes, we're making toys just like they do in Santa's workshop. That's what made it so festive the first time, and that's why we tackled it for the festive special. Yes, Fen, we get it. Shut up so I can do it. It's very difficult to do something that you explain me to do, rather than you being quiet and just letting me do it. So it's time for the Igknight machine, which, as per norm, like we did the first time, we're just going to mash buttons. Mash buttons for the win, yeah. Okay, Pachinko machine, here we are, or Pachinkinator. I don't really care much how it's pronounced, because I don't care much for this minigame. So why would I care about its pronunciation? A game I don't care about whatsoever. Let's get mashing, folks. Wow, this combination, you know, it's a bit underwhelming. It's a bit like what we're playing as Swashbuckler and Swap Force. Like, who plays as just plain base Swashbuckler and Swap Force when the whole aim of the game is to change up characters and make really wacky combinations? Like this toy combination, it's just far too intended, far too normal, and that makes it boring. But we all have to start somewhere, and we have another 25 combinations to go after this. So it's time for me to sink 2 hours into a video game. It's a good thing that I am accustomed to such long sessions of gaming, because this wouldn't be the first nor the last time I've done sessions as long as that. It's a common piece, most likely not part of our Candy Fantastic set. I take it back, it is part of our Candy Fantastic set. The candy is, boy, they are a sight for sore eyes. With that being said, I'm going to go ahead and speed up the gameplay, so I will see you after the montage is said and done with. And now with that montage out of the way, it's time for us to open up this ultimate piece of gear and finally have acquired the Candy Fantastic set. After 27 different toy combinations, we finally got here, and the fruits of our labour is a candy pack. Boy, I am extremely underwhelmed, but as we stare in glory at this Candy Fantastic set, it's time to go over a few of the things that I have learned over the course of this past hour. Obviously, for all of you, it was boiled down to about a 5-minute montage. But what I have learnt is that Chain Reaction is not the ideal character to play through this level with, because obviously I use his primary attack to lunge forward for different toy parts, but then the lingering sparks afterwards cause the other toy pieces to move, and sometimes that replaces the current piece in play, so I have to go back and put in the correct piece of play again, which doubles how long it takes to go through these different combinations. Then I also learned that if you're unfortunate enough to do a combination that you've done already, you don't even get a treasure reward for it. The game simply gives you a message to tell you to try a different combination, because the one you've done has been played already. Boy, did that frustrate me when that happened. Then another thing I learned, which was quite positive actually, is that it turns out whenever you put some of the pieces into the vacuums nearby, it gives you a pretty handsome cash reward. So that was pretty cool to learn. Now, obviously, there's subtle things like the Pachinkonator machine, or whatever the fuck it's called. It does have different hazards for you every single time you go through it, but as always, the most efficient means to make sure you get 10 pieces every single time is just to mash the buttons. At one point, I was down to 5 seconds and didn't have all of the pieces in play, so I was, for a split second, concerned, but then we hit the required target, so it worked out just fine in the end. And at long last, we can finally put the Tech Sensei round behind us. I have pressed stay so many times, it fills me with so much joy to finally leave this place. But that being said, because we did boil down for the last hour into about 6 minutes worth of a montage, that means we still have enough time to go back to Sky Fortress and complete the speedrunner objectives there. Hopefully we haven't missed anything stupid like the all areas found, which seems to be the pattern going around at the moment. We are going to stick with Chain Reaction, however, because the very first element we are to pop up in that level is Tech, actually, so that's convenient. And it is fortunate that whilst it is random as to whether you get an Imaginite chest or treasure in the Tech Sensei realm, we did get enough pieces of Imaginite to complete a secondary set as well as a Candy Fantastic set, so it definitely was a fairly efficient means to collect Imaginite. So whilst that was easily the most tedious hour of my life, we did at least get some decent rewards out of it in the end. So without further ado, here we go with Sky Fortress, more specifically the loading screen for Sky Fortress. Very underwhelming, a bit like how many times I had to go through that level right now. But now, before we continue with the level, let's check for those level goals, and all what we're missing is the speedrun. We have 15 minutes to do it. Wish me luck, I'm probably not going to need it. Okay, here we go. Secondary attack for the win. Take my spinning ceiling fans to the face, because let's be honest, they look so much like ceiling fans. They're just not on the ceiling. Kind of negates the point of ceiling fans if they're not on the ceiling. Especially since they're meant to circulate cold air, and it's not a very efficient means to circulate cold air if they start from the ground, because warm air rises, cold air sinks, which is why ceiling fans are appropriately placed in the ceiling. They cool down the air, and then that cool air sinks to circulate that cool air around the room. All of the warm air is going up to the top of the room and is being sucked up by the ceiling fan, which is there for cooling down said warm air that's rising in the first place. If the ceiling fan wasn't to be in the ceiling, if it wasn't to be high up, then all of the warm air would still rise, and therefore all of the cold air would be on the ground, and the ceiling would be really warm, the floor would be really cold, and it just wouldn't be a pleasant juxtaposition of temperatures. So there you go, ceiling fan logic, and the lack thereof in Chain Reaction's moveset. But you know what, who cares about the logic behind it when it's fun now, right? It's fun, that's what counts. Speaking of fun, it's Golden Queen's turn. yeah, you'll notice for these speedruns we are using the same characters over and over again, but when these characters have proven their efficiency in speedrunning, why would I go for anything else, right? The answer is I wouldn't. Duh, that's just a logical thing to do. Okay, this guy's got to go. Get him! Sweet, he's out of here. We love to see what we do. We love to see it. And there are more fools for me to kill. I've been looking forward to this bit for killing the fools, that is. Yep, cool. That's dealt with. That's a lot of experience right there. Yes, don't mind if we do. Yes! Yes! And now that it's Fire's turn, what we're going to do is we're going to switch out to Fire, that being Flare-Wolf, a speedy Fire character at that. But when Dark appears in a minute, we're not going to bother switching out. We're going to do the exact same as what we did for the Vine section in Scholarville. And we're not going to bother switching out because there's no combat in this area, so there's no chance at a Skylander being defeated in battle and therefore being classed as dead and being unable to be used throughout the remainder of the series. So swapping the Skylanders here does not change the outcome of the series in its entirety. If anything, it makes it harder because Flare-Wolf, if there was combat, he would have potential to take damage and then he'd go into the Fire section with less health. But there is no combat here, so literally nothing in terms of the outcome is affected as to whether I do or do not switch. We might as well stick with a character who's quicker. And it would appear as though a lot of Dark sections have this similar fate, where there's just no combat in them. They're kind of just there, they exist. There's nothing else to say about them, really. It makes me feel sorry for Dark sections in this game, because much like every other Skylanders game, it seems as though Light and Dark in this game drew the short end of the stick. Light got sections that were either too easy or way too hard. It went way too far in the opposite direction and it overcompensated for itself. Like, for example, the Light section in the Abandoned Amusement Park, which I think is one of the hardest sections of the entire game. And then you have other sections that are just way too easy for the Light element. So yes, there is no balance in this game. And really, who cares about balance in a Skylanders game, right? Much like logic and physics, fairness was the first thing that they threw out the window. Again, just like logic and physics right there. Just take logic and physics, throw it out the window. That is how you develop for a Skylanders game. Yeah, let's kill some folks some more. Get some aid from Jetpack, which is basically no help whatsoever because he can't aim. Officially confirmed, Jetpack can't aim. Okay, let's get these guys out of here. Boom. Yes. There we go. Take them out. Sweet. And now let's open up the chest. Okay, so we got an ultimate piece of gear for backpack. We've seen plenty of ultimate gear today already, and this tailored cape certainly lives up to the name of ultimate. But yeah, saving more ultimate for better, so I have no problems with the amount of ultimate gear we have seen today. No problems with it whatsoever. Let's destroy these explosive crates as quickly as we can, as Jetpack put it. What do you know? It's my favourite Wrecking Ball and the Skylanders. The only thing that would be more meta than this right now is if I used Wrecking Ball to control the Wrecking Ball. That would have been almost as meta as if they used Wrecking Ball as Smash Hit's literal Wrecking Ball on his figurine. Like, Smash Hit has a Wrecking Ball, so why can't his Wrecking Ball be a Wrecking Ball? How cool a concept would that be? Yeah, that sounds like a good plan, Jetpack. So good, in fact, that I dare to voice crack in its presence. Ooh, presents. I mean, I could say I could go for some presents, but I am recording this shortly after Christmas. This goes live shortly after Christmas, and so the presents from Christmas are kind of seeing me through for the moment being. So yes, as nice as presents are, I'm not in desperate need for them. Boom! Yeah, I agree, boom. I mean, that's explosives for you. It's kind of hard for an explosive when hit by a Wrecking Ball to not go boom. It is kind of, you know, what explosives do. And if they were to explode in your face, then there ain't much left of your face to recover afterwards. Nah, that's what makes it so brutal. Explosions leave nothing behind to identify you with. I got Dark Throw very quickly, but since fire is still stronger here, let's fire them up. We are ready to rock it after all. Oh, we can't destroy the dropship. This isn't another trap team situation where you just destroy the dropship and then everything dies by default. Man, that would be cool. Get out of here, dude. Okay, let's fly off to the moon. There we go. Let's take him out. Sweet. And he's out of here. We're right in place for where the platform spawned too. That was all part of my speedy, devious plan. I'm a speeding demon. Let's get through here. Nicely done, of course, most obviously. We dash forward again. Senseis are stronger here, so certainly it's convenient that I'm playing as one already. Let's jump down there, wait for the platform to finish spinning right round, baby, right round, like a record player, right round, round, round. Okay, let's get them all out of here some more. Water Skylanders are stronger here. So without further ado, let's swap out for a little bit of Kingpin. Oh, we're going to be staying Frosty, alright. More importantly, we're going to be staying overpowered because this character, he is overpowered. So the enemy is about to face some overpoweredness. Boom, boom, shake the room. Oh yeah, what did I tell you about being overpowered over here? Dude, this is so like unnecessary. How much we're obliterating these enemies by. You know, the disparity between their overall patheticness. I pity them because they don't deserve to be taken down by something so awesome and something so many leagues above them. It's not even funny. Ow. Okay, I'll take it back. The enemy is getting their revenge. I don't pity them anymore. They aren't so pathetic, I guess. So let's get this into place. I'm well aware Tech is stronger here, and I don't care. I can't be asked to swap out for the sake of a 30-second sequence, which so far, if anything, has actually came back to punish me more than it has been a reward. Kingpin took a shit ton of damage there, which isn't good considering he still has like a lot of combat to go through at the moment. So let's get that into place. Pretty sweet. Get that into place too because we can. Why not? Okay, there's engine number 1. What do you know? Jetpack is capable of doing 2 minus 1. Oh, what a difficult sum, man. Jetpack, he's selling himself short. He is truly a mathematician. On Einstein's level, no less. In fact, even then, I'm sure if you gave Einstein for mathematical equation 2 minus 1, I'm not certain he'd know what the answer to that would be. It's that difficult a sum to conclude upon. It's not even a sum, it's obviously a minus. A sum is an addition of 2 numbers, not one number minus another. Okay, cool, that's sorted. Let's continue dashing through because we can and I want to. Another reason. Snowball! Oh, no snowball. The snowballers, apparently. Snowball! That's more like it. Snowball! Yes! Boom! Snowball! Why do I love the snowball so much? Because there's a frickin' snowball. Who doesn't love snowballs now? Oh, especially when they deal 300 damage a pop. Don't mind if we do. Sweet, that's out of here. And we got an Imaginator chest too, for good measure. What's inside, I wonder? A common piece, which is good because it means a new head is guaranteed to be a piece we haven't unlocked yet for the gargoyle set. The closer we get to completing those sets, the better. Okay, I believe Light is about to pop up here. So without further ado, it's time for our Light Smasher. I mean, we could have gone with Aurora. I do have faith that Aurora can make it through such a simple section. I mean, there's not much combat in this section to make us fearful of it. But, you know, what the Light Smasher lacks for in movement speed, he makes it for in sheer power. We defeat enemies much more quickly than what Aurora would have done, so even with Aurora's speed, I'm not sure that would have been an advantage. And luckily for us, we even have a projectile, so we didn't need to walk all the way over to the enemy. We just stood back and let the projectile do its thing. Lift me! Anyway, I find it funny how these rainbow attacks are light rather than air attacks, because obviously that's more a reference to Whirlwind than anything at all, who also had rainbow-based attacks, and she's an air elemental Skylander. But then again, if Whirlwind was introduced in a later game, I'm sure she would have been a light character instead. Imagine Whirlwind as the light core in Trap Team rather than Spotlight. I say light core. No, not literal light core. Even though she would have made a pretty cool light core, if you ask me. If her horn lit up, it would have been pretty neat. I did not mean to do that. And now I've wasted time for no good reason whatsoever. But luckily, we had like 15 minutes of that time to go around, so hopefully that hasn't been depleted just yet. You'll say, I'm sure Whirlwind would have made a fine light core in both meanings of the word, both as a core of light element and as a light core figurine, where her figurine would light up whenever in contact with an NFC reader. You know, that way she could have a light up horn, really draw emphasis upon the place where her powers emanate from. That and her wings as well, like she shoots out clouds from the wings and she uses wings to fly. So she has 2 points of power. Imagine if she had a light up feature where both her wings and her horn lit up. That has potential to be, no doubt, the coolest light core effect of them all. I mean, we've already seen what a double light core effect looks like on characters like Shroom Boom, where his weapon and his eye light up, on characters like Jetpack, where his air emblem and his vac gun both light up, and they look sick. Anyway, we're now going to swap out for our Water Brawler instead, our very originally named Water Brawler, who now has receded back to his traditional colours rather than his festive colours. Yeah, I think this is a far more efficient character to go with than Kingpin, because he actually needs experience, so for enemies we defeat, they aren't going to waste against his character, and also he defeats them so fucking quickly, like, wow, they don't stand a chance. I almost feel sorry for him, almost at least. Oh man, Jetpack being useless, that's better than on. But yeah, Rainbow's being light. I understand why they are light-based attacks for Imaginators, because at the end of the day, like, a rainbow is just light that has been separated through a prism to separate it into its 7 colours that the colour white is consistent of. So yes, whilst light does usually come out as this white colour, what's actually for colours of white light are all 7 colours of a rainbow. It's just that all 7 colours have been refracted through something which forms a rainbow with all 7 colours that are consistent in white light. There we go, let's destroy them. They had it coming for look at me funny. Yes, that's science for you. For one area of science that Skylanders chooses not to ignore, because rainbows are just light, basically speaking. So yes, that's why rainbows, it makes sense that they are light elemental attacks, because that's what a rainbow is, a beam of light. Now, enough of repeating myself, I think you guys get the point. Speaking of repeating ourselves, Jetpack seems to repeat himself, because we've heard this dialogue before! Gimme, thank you. Ah, we couldn't make it in time though, that's a shame. Oh, can I? Yes, I can level up right next to him and defeat him in one instant blow. That's satisfying, if I ever have seen it. Satisfaction at its finest. We have over 1,000 health. That is neat, but we're not going to be remaining as our brawler for much longer, because we have a Knight Doomlander to fight. Whenever a Doomlander pops up, I must swap out to an Imaginator corresponding to the battle class of the Doomlander. So it's going to be some Knight on Knight action. Bring it on! Once I actually find where my undead creation crystal is, that is. Oh, hell yeah, we will avenge the undead, alright. Even though, what is there to avenge about it? I mean, the whole idea of the undead is that they are dead. Not! That's what makes them un. Like, how can they be dead when they're undead? Because the un part means that they aren't that at all. Yes, they died, but they still live as for living dead, the undead, simply put. And if they're living dead, how could they possibly be dead? Yeah, that's just all of the things about undead that makes no sense to me, and that's just scratching the surface of the lack of sense that undead makes. But you know what? This is what we have films like Beetlejuice for, where we can get high on a bunch of drugs, make a film that's really weird and wacky, and yet it becomes very beloved, so much so in fact that it makes a sequel like 40 years later that makes a buttload of money for cinemas, righteously so, because Beetlejuice is a great film. And if you thought that they were on drugs for the first film, well, you haven't seen nothing yet. Whatever they were on the first film when they made it, I think they must have doubled down on it for the sequel. Okay, here we go. Let's take this fool out some more. Sweet!
Doomlander defeated.
Oh, we didn't get the double tap of Wrecking Ball, but it doesn't matter, because in the end, we still defeated them in no time whatsoever. We leveled it up as a reward. And just like that, with Sky Fortress being hopefully triple starred, we're in a position to finally end off the episode. This took so long to record. It's not going to be quite as long in the final edit. But Jesus, this was the most tedious thing in video gaming history. No doubt about it. That's going to be the title because it truly sells you on just how tedious going through Tech Realm is 27 times. Of course, there is a shortcut to it, to where you don't actually have to do it from scratch 27 times over, but still, I had to go back and forth enough to where it became the single most tedious thing I've ever done in a video game, ever. And I'm a Platinum Trophy Hunter, so I have been forced to do some very tedious tasks in my long gaming career so far. That being said, we have 1 star, 2 star, and triple star! Let's go! Thank you so much for watching through to the end of this video. I deeply appreciate every last one of you, since it's viewers such as yourself which make these videos possible, and I couldn't do it without all of your unwavering support. If you enjoyed what you just saw, you can click on screen now to watch either my most recent video or a video picked out specifically just for you. You can also access the entire playlist for the video you just watched. I'll be seeing you in the next video, but until that moment arises, peace!